Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can get notified every time that a new read is posted. It definitely helps out the channel. If you're not familiar with how it is that I do reads, I do them based on the time that has been offered and is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you. Today's read is going to be for Libra. Yay! Libra, your read is focused on relationships, and the messages should have thought this through. So you may be feeling some type of regret in the regard to relationships, or someone may be regretting their relationship status with you or how they did things with you. In some kind of way, it's affecting the environment. Everything is connected. So in some kind of way, the way that you're moving in a relationship, or the way that, it's a sense of human nature. So the way that human nature does things obviously can also affect the environment. And sometimes we don't see how we can, interpret sparrow. Sometimes we don't see how we affect the weather of our environment. And I'm seeing that maybe the way that you handled a relationship, or the way that someone handled a relationship with you, made it rain. And when it rains, obviously the earth and all the seeds that have been planted in it grow. There was also a resemblance that the air is being cleared. If I learned anything about the rain, it's that it clears the air and makes it easier for all of us to breathe. Brings us down to earth from being up in the clouds, where we maybe just be stuck on the memories of things so much that our perceptions can be unclear. So when it rains, it clears the air. Let's get into the read. So the time that have been offered to me for me to be able to share the message with you is the moon. I love this card. Memories, emotions, and being balanced, and recognizing the fact that there's a reaping and sowing on a continuous basis of our time here on this planet. And you can recognize how all of the work that you put in pays off. Or you can recognize if all the work that you put in doesn't pay off, right? It gives you the ability to be able to see where changes can be made, how you can adjust, and if the way that you're doing things is for your own benefit, and how the things that other people are doing is for your benefit as well. In this energy, there's civilization, and there's lively civilization, right? So the overall energy that I'm seeing you in for this cycle is the Three of Pentacles. You focusing on and working hard on building up your skills, talents, and money. So utilizing your skills and talents to focus on getting things done and making the money to be financially secure. That's what I'm seeing. You being hardworking and meticulous with this Three of Pentacles. You are being received and perceived as someone that's like being molded by the universe, or made by the universe. Like the Father is sculpting you right now. Or you're being the sculptor in this situation, because, right? I also seeing you as someone that's like, the energy is like delicate, and you know, like someone that has to be sensitive with you, right? The card that's in the challenge position, almost missed this. The card that was in the challenge position is your Judgment. So they trust you and they don't feel awkward, or they feel awkward because they don't trust you. And that's the Judgment card. It's like this, right? The Libra scales. It's like, trust you, don't feel awkward. Don't trust you, feel awkward. And fortunately for you, nature is holding it all in balance. So when it rains, it definitely clears the air. The emotions that are associated with this read are obviously energy. Just probably getting an energy reading on these Libra scales, right? And it says that you got a lot on your plate. So the thing that, has a whole message on the back of it. Okay, so a lot of the connections that are depending on your body to be the space, to hold space for the energy's experience, includes observers and watchers, participants in your life, like it's a show. If you need a reference of or a visual of what it is that I'm talking about, it says holodeck from Star Trek. Because they load up stories and narratives and then are interacting in it, though it's kind of just like a dream, right? And based on the intelligence of the space that you're in, which is the human body, right? Energies can be there and just not even know that that's what's going on. It could just be like a dream to them, and that also could be like the intelligence of us revealing that truth to ourselves, that is how we are in other people's lives. Like, it's their life story, it's their life show, and we're kind of like co-stars in it. But what kind of character do you want to play in someone else's life, right? Do you want to be the person that they can trust, that doesn't make them feel awkward, or do you want to be the person that makes them feel awkward because they can't trust you? And this is seeming like this judgment is something that you're placing upon yourself, like you're being too harsh on yourself. So the best advice that I can give, because I have to take this advice for myself daily, like a pill, is giving people grace, because they need it. Okay, so you have a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of energies that are connected to you. You may be feeling weighed down by these responsibilities. So the first card for the read. So the other emotions that are with this read are not to feel hesitant. Any cards that are negative in the reverse have to do with cards that are in the read in reverse for your cycle, and we'll talk about it and give you some solutions to help you get over it. Like I said, it is saying that you have a lot on your plate in regard to maybe feeling overwhelmed by your responsibilities. We'll give you some advice on that energetic, though you are feeling interested, or you will be interested, or someone else could be feeling hesitant. So let's get into the read. In the overall emotions section, though, we do have that you're somewhere between liberated, and then you really needing the strength and the right words to say this because you're feeling afraid, and then you're from all of that in the beginning all the way to the end is that you feel open. So I'm hoping that since these were the cards that were pulled from that beginning to that end, that we can kind of put you on the right path that makes you tip your scales more to being and feeling like you can trust others, and that you're trustworthy, and that you're feeling less awkward and these other people are feeling less awkward, or this person that you're in a relationship is feeling less awkward. Because it seems like the decision that was made in the regard to your relationships, friendships, family, whatever, is that you may have felt like you took the wrong step or moved too quickly or something, and now it's awkward because it says I should have thought this through. Okay, so the first card for this cycle of whatever it is that you went through since the last time we did a read for you, since the last time your time was in my hands, is the Five of Swords. I'm seeing that yeah, pretty much you're making, like, other people are awkward around you, or you feel awkward around other people, and it just seems like you have a way with your words, and it may kind of like make people nervous because it's really a form of like flattery and admiration, right? And you could feel like these other people, like, you gotta be conscious of, and that song that's like stay woke, you know what I mean? It's just kind of seeming like you may be in that kind of energy, and you want to stay guarded to protect your emotions and your energy and your peace. I'm seeing that you may perceive these people as being too dramatic, too loud, acting crazy, wild and insane, and to a certain extent you could just be like, I don't want nothing to do with it. So that's why the word is hesitant, that is in a downright position. However, you could also be feeling like these other people have a lot on their plate, and you don't want to be modeling after them because you can already see how overwhelming it is for them, or you wouldn't be perceiving them as being so dramatic and loud and crazy, right? So then I'm seeing you in the star energy, where obviously the observation is that it goes both ways, right? Based off of what it is that I just said. Like, you could be perceiving them as being so dramatic and so loud and so crazy because of how much it is that they have on their plate, right? And that could be how it is that you're judging them, and you're making it awkward, and you feel like you can't trust them. And then if the roles were switched and they were thinking about you in that kind of way whenever you're being weird or awkward or kind of crazy, because your energy is untamed, all of us, you know? It's kind of like recognizing that you have to constantly exist in grace, and that is a challenge. Remaining in grace, giving yourself grace, and giving grace to others. And I think that that is part of, you know, like the major key of what we experience here on this planet. How are these things making me feel? Like, all of me, not just certain parts of me, if you know what I mean. Like, how are these things making me feel? How are these experiences making me feel? How am I making other people feel in relationships? And if you're feeling like there's some type of regret because you haven't thought this through, or you're judging other people because you feel like they haven't thought things through, then it's just really seeming like there needs to be a sense of grace in all of this, right? You are being perceived as shy, bashful, and even cautious, which is fair. Though at the same time, people are perceiving you as essential, significant, substantial, momentous, very important. So each star has its purpose, is what God's source is saying. Each star has its purpose and its reason, and the connections that are made by the way of conversing with each other is also a part of the framework of what makes us depend on each other to get through these awkward moments, because in those conversations are appointed times out in the cosmos, space that was made for us to be able to clear the air. And this is cosmic trust. It's something that's existed and has been in existence far beyond and before we even knew what we were. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to you being in this constant teeter and tottering of balancing your scales and feeling like you have to judge everyone else, it's not your job to be other people's karma. I just said this to Gemini yesterday. And if y'all were my children, I would explain it to you the same exact way. That's my responsibility as a parent, as a living spirit, as a living soul, as a vibrant being here on this planet. It's not your position to be anyone else's karma. You can be an expression of love. You can be an expression of trust. I mean, if I'm having kids, then that's truly what you are. You are an expression of love and trust. And if this is your parents or whatever, that you feel like you can't trust them, or they feel like they can't trust you. Because if they feel like they can't trust you, you've inherited that behavior from hello. And if you feel like you can't trust them, whoever this person is or whoever these people are, I say it may be parents, I say it may even be children, a partner, friends. If you are moving from a space of love, people know that they can trust you based off of your action. It's not all about your words, right? That's the energy speaking for itself. I'm just the messenger. So I'm seeing that you're interested, and towards the end of this cycle, you were in the Fool card or energy reverse. So you may have, you may have been feeling like there was a lack of adventure or the ability to explore. Like, because you couldn't trust anyone and because you always felt awkward, you were stuck. Feeling like you had a lot on your plate and nowhere to go. And this could be because you're not thinking your relationships through. Or maybe you didn't think your relationships through. Maybe you didn't think about the fact that it's all connected. And there's nothing wrong with that though, Libra. You know, I hear like some older people, I can hear like older people in the background, like that are probably even in your subconscious as well. Like, you should have known better, or I taught you better than that, or whatever the situation is. So the reality of it is, even the elders aren't the ones that set the path for the maturation of our spirit to prioritize the wellness of our soul. Only the soul of us, our solar system, right? is the one that orchestrates all of this, including the spiritual journey that you go through in your whole life. So for the times there, or points in times where you were awkward, or you were dramatic, or you were loud, or you were crazy, or whatever the situation may have been, all of that stuff is inherited. And that's just facts. You got scientists and all types of spiritualists and that people that are really just centered and focused on understanding the diverse genetic code of what makes us uniquely different from other creatures on this planet. And they go so deep that they start finding out that there's no limitation to what could have ever been created, right? And then they go deeper and they find out that there are other creations that are still hidden to our knowledge. So nothing is too fantastical or mysterious that it could never be true when it comes to how you do this thing called life. So do not focus so much on judging other people for how unique they are in their experience. Just kind of understand what your role is in their life story. Do you want your chapter to be closed? Right? Like, do you want how the character that you've been written into this person's life, do you want that story to end? Are you communicating with the director of your life, who is the God that you believe in? Are you saying, I still want this character in my life? I still want to build with this person? Or are you communicating to that energy that you're hesitating? And I'm sure that, this higher being will let you know why. And it just seems like it's because you feel like you want to explore. You feel like you want to be adventurous. Though you not being able to feel like you could trust people could be what's holding you back or making you hesitant. However, the reality of it is, if you focus on the time, look at it. It's like a clock. Because I do my readings based on time. So if you focus on the time and the moon, that was my offer. That was what was offered to me. So if you focus on the time, right, and how it moves throughout the day, and you just focus on the memories of what you love about these people, how they have grown you. Oh my gosh. How these people have grown you. How God has put them in your life to water your plant. How God has brought them in your life to water your plant. To be the sun to your seed. To be the gardener of your spirit. You're upright in this. You can go wherever you want to go. You could be with whoever you want to be with. You could do whatever you want to do. And that's because you're thinking it through. You're not seeing it as I'm stuck, I'm confined. I feel trapped in this relationship. I don't trust this person. Release the spirit of distrust. Trust the good memories, and the spirit of distrust will have to find somewhere else to go. Right? And as far as you having a lot on your plate, other people can help you eat. Right? Because they probably hungry too. I just need to trust you to be like, you wanna come join me? And if the situation is vice versa, then you handle it appropriately. You are being perceived as lovable, adorable, endearing, cuddly, and this is in the hearts of others. Diligent, busy, hardworking. People see how hard you're working. People see how much you are loved. Your scales are balanced. People are showing you that they think this stuff about you. They're showing you that they're supportive to you. How do you reciprocate that? They feel like you're timeless. Do you know what that means? That means that people want you in their story till the day they die. Maybe that could feel like a lot of responsibility for you. And that's why you're really hesitating. Because you don't trust yourself. Another reason why the Judgment card is in the position that it's in. Because you could be judging yourself too harshly. Ain't nobody never gonna want to be with me. They don't know my shadow side. They don't know all the bad things that I've done. You don't know all the bad things that they've done. You know what I mean? It's like y'all breathe the same air. It takes other human beings to make more human beings. Y'all have the same God story and the same devil story running through both of y'all, all of y'all blood. They have the same story of good and evil. You know what I mean? Whether if you're a Libra or not. Let's see what's going to happen in the future. So moving forward, Queen of Swords. You know what you're talking about. And you're moving forward in courage and bravery. And that's how you're being perceived. I just see a leader. And you're being perceived as affectionate. Like, I beat somebody's ass. For my babies, though, I'm the most loving and welcoming and encouraging person. I'm home. I am your safe space. You know what I mean? This is Earth. And I think that as human beings, sometimes we don't realize that because we're too busy trying to compete and compare ourselves to other human beings. And that has to do with relationships, though Earth is really home for us. Moving forward, I see you in the Six of Cups. You got the right kind of guidance and support that you need coming in. Very handsome person. Beautiful person. Attractive person. I just heard he fine as hell. So you're being perceived as attractive and you smell good. What? We love people that smell good. It's just something about like, and not even like just grown people. Like, I just noticed that about like my niece. That like she loves to hug. And I love to hug too, right? We just love feeling safe, and the experience of an embrace is timeless, right? It just feels like nothing else matters in the world. This moment is what matters. Like, we think that peanut butter and jelly are just unintelligent things that have been processed in a factory, packaged, and for us to consume. However, do you even know what the intelligence of these two things, like if they feel when you put them together to make a sandwich? There's so much life even in the things that when we look at them, they look like they're not doing anything. There's so much life in it. So much life in it. And because there's so much life in it is the reason why you can see it. Because it's your life that's in it. And that's kind of like what an embrace is like. Like, these two go together so well. Anyway, so you're in the Six of Cups energy moving forward. Support, guidance. You don't feel like you're alone. Look, she's like there helping. It's different if like this person is like standing all the way back here watching from the window and yelling out the window, hey, don't do that, or make sure you clean that up, or da-da-da, you know what I mean? Or calling them on the phone and just cussing them out type of situation. No, this person is right there next to you, helping you do what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference. And you can feel that. That's what's coming. You're going to be this way for someone else. Because now you know your purpose. This is what is giving you your balance so that people feel like they can trust you. And it's not awkward. So either you're coming in with this energy after being in this Queen of Swords energy, or someone is, or you're magnetizing this kind of energy to you. And like I said, handsome, attractive, and good smelling. You smell good. You love somebody that smells good. And this is your reward. Moving forward, the Four of Cups. You get a divine offer. Someone is going to kind of like pour their heart out to you. And in that moment, on a cosmic level, the divine is also coming in. Like I said, the rain clears the air. The divine is coming in with an offer from the clouds. The clouds carry the rain. The rain clears the air. And when you're open communication with someone, what are we doing? We're clearing the air. This energy, y'all better talk, okay? You better talk. I'm just kidding. But really though, and the conversation is the offering is free flowing. It's not irritating. It's not dysfunctional. I don't know if because of your approach to always wanting to balance things out in the conversation with other people, I've met some Libras that always feel like they are right and accurate and correct and never admit when they have fears. Though these are the emotions that were pulled for this read, right? And I want to briefly explain this to you before we close out the read. So these are the emotions that were pulled for this read. You got a lot on your plate. You're a Libra. You're trying to balance it. However, you're hesitating. And we know why. You're interested. And energy. So that's what was pulled, right? From in between the beginning and the end of what's at the beginning of these emotions and the end of them. And there's a whole neural network within your brain, mind, that communicates with your emotions, your memories, the universe really of your body. And all of those emotions, all of these things that you could possibly feel, and that's what came out, right? From the energy that was offered to me for me to be able to share the message with you. So if you weren't a believer before, hopefully you're a believer today, right? Libra, you're starting off with being liberated or feeling liberated or wanting to feel liberated. I really need the strength and the right words to say this. Doesn't that sound like what was pulled with the Judgment card? Like, you wanting to trust somebody, though feeling awkward, or people feeling awkward because they feel like they can't trust you. And doesn't that sound like it resonates? And then why would any of this be happening? Because you're afraid. Afraid of what? How much you're attracted to someone that's making you feel incapable. Because of how delighted and loving they make you feel scares you. And do you see what I'm saying? You're teetering and tottering back and forth between human emotions because you're human. Though what's on the end of this is you feeling open and unafraid to just be that. And if you're going to be open and unafraid to just be that, then you have to give yourself grace. Because you don't want to be paralyzed and stuck in fear that prevents you from being able to be free to explore and be adventurous in your life. And if when it comes to relationships you feel like you should have thought certain things through, then think them through. Give yourself grace, give grace to others, and don't feel like you have to do this on your own. So moving forward, if you don't overcome this challenge, this is what's going to happen. Though I speak life into my own points of reflection of time, especially if energy was offered to me for me to be able to share a message with you, and you have so many options to choose anything other than depression or addiction or bad habits or human hating. And I'm seeing that you would be in this energy because of your arrogance and your ego. You would be stuck, not feeling like you can move forward, or being paranoid or whatever. If you didn't get over your ego, if you didn't get over how arrogant you were. You know what I mean? So you have a bunch of options. And you're being perceived as charming, captivating, enchanting, fascinating, or some of these ideas that you have are all of these, you know? Some of the ideas that you have are captivating and enchanting and charming and engaging to other people that want to be in a relationship with you, or that you want to be in a relationship, partnership, friendship, whatever kind of ship with, right? And the last card for the read, you just have to overcome this challenge, okay? And I hope the next time that your energy comes through my hands that you were able to overcome it. Because if you keep hesitating on letting go of depressive thoughts, then you feel stuck. That's what I'm seeing. So you've inherited something that has to do with financial loss or a lack of financial stability and depression, or emotional issues. So that could mean that you're being haunted by the spirit of all of these things. The best thing that you can do to turn these challenges or these hauntings into something that you can be released from is by overcoming the way that you judge yourself so harshly. Trust yourself. Trust your positive thinking. Trust God. find ways to explore the world, the earth, your own creativity, and that will put you in a position of the Hermit and the Ten of Pentacles upright. If it's in this position, then that would be rare for your bloodline. You would be breaking a generational curse. And I would be so proud of you. And I know that it may seem like it's hard. Though it's not something that you can't handle. You also have the strength and the ability to overcome these challenges that you've inherited. And then while you're going through the experience, you'll come out of it with wisdom. And I'm here rooting for you. So, if you are contemplating anything, stand strong and firm on this. God Source provides the energy, the experience, the interest, the opportunity to be free. Sending love and light and healing energy. Bye.